Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Clocky.
Yes, you are. Welcome back.
No, go back to the intro. You were in the intro.
You exist. We need Ivy here.
I know.
Ivy, we miss you.
That was a year ago.
That was this week.
Yeah, that was
right?
this week a year ago.
'Cause
Yeah.
it was right around Star Wars Night last year.
Yeah, that's true. Good.
That probably was
I'm
even what we
sorry.
talked about last year.
I scared you. I'm
He's fine.
sorry.
He looks very out of it.
I just gotta come
But-
right to the back.
Katie, what should people do?
You should go to wherever you're watching this and go into the chat and say really nice things. If for some reason you're watching this and you don't see a chat, I am not going to ask questions, but telepathically give your thoughts.
Just use the Force. It'll be great. Speaking of the Force, we like to use our Force for good, which means on July 21st, you thought I was going to go to Star Wars Night, didn't you? But no, I am going to Chalk Walk,
So
where we can use our forces for good to raise money for the Children's Hospital of Orange County on July 21st. We hope you'll join us. You can go to chalkwalk.org/dapsmagic, and the Force will be strong with you always. Anything else you want to add? That's it. Good. I'm proud of that one. All right, we'll keep moving right along. Last night was Disneyland After Dark, Star Wars Night. We went to it.
Night.
Clocky watched and waved. We saw him as we were going in. It was
We saw
very
him
fun.
at a Star Wars thing,
Right?
So
but
Mike,
not Star Wars 9.
that is true. One of the things that I heard from multiple people as I bumped into them throughout the night was how much fun it was to go on Star Tours with
The
a bunch of
Adventures
Star
Continue.
Wars fans. So my question is, what is everybody's favorite Star Tours combination now once they open it up for combinations again?
I don't know how they mix and match.
Well, what would you like to see when you
easy.
go on it?
Okay, so
That-
you
that's
get
what I mean.
you get on Star Tours.
Mhm.
I just said how much we miss you. We wish you were here. My ideal Star Tours combination. Star Tours, The
Yes.
Adventures Continue combination.
Mhm.
One, you get on it, you do stuff. Then you go into space. Pod racing. You get a transmission. The transmission is from one of the announcers of pod racing.
Okay.
He says he doesn't even acknowledge the whole Rebel Spy thing. Literally doesn't acknowledge it. He just says,
He's looking for a pod racer.
that's some fine pod racing.
Okay.
And then you go to pod racing again. And then you won. You won both times. That's it.
Okay.
A lot of pod racing.
Clocky, what's your favorite?
I'll one up you on this.
Okay.
You start out, you take a wrong turn, you get
That's
out of
where
the
I
gate.
was gonna go.
You get out of the gate, you head to Endor, but you pass the Endor moon and right into some comets. You
Comment.
go around some comets, then you come up to the Death Star, and then I've always wanted to do this. You go into the Death Star trench to blow up the Death Star, and then head back and almost hit a fuel truck.
I'm sorry. That was the perfect
And yell breaks.
And yell breaks.
That how can you beat that?
It was his first flight.
It was for, and
he's still getting used to his programming.
True.
Yeah. It is amazing how much of a better DJ he is than a pilot.
No, he was a pretty good pilot. So
You-
keep that slander
hey,
out.
hey, we all live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Than
yeah.
a tour pilot.
Any landing you walk away from is a good landing.
That is true.
Right.
So, and we all walked away
Right.
from that.
Most
It
of the
was
times.
really weird that I went on it a bunch of times and he kept saying that it was his first flight. I was like, I feel like I remember this.
This guy's weird. I
I
don't
f-
know.
He's selling his demo.
Yeah. You have to like take that plastic tab out
That
Right.
for
is
it to
true.
actually start.
That is true. Favorite character at Star Wars Night?
Princess Leia.
Okay.
I would have been curious to have seen Queen Amidala with the not meet and greet, but just the general. Like,
Yeah.
It was interesting, and the big change from last year is last year the line was
There was
forever, the entire
wristbands.
night.
There was
This year, within about an hour and a half, you could just walk up. Like literally no line, and so I think it was an improvement in that way.
same location.
yeah,
Okay.
meet and greet idea. Queen Amidala and also Keira Knightley. So I'm so sorry. I don't know what her name is.
Oh, the
her
handmaiden,
handmaiden
yeah.
that
Yes.
poses as her.
but just actual Keira Knightley just chomping on a churro.
No, Keira
How's it
Knightley.
going, everybody? This churro's great.
Keira Knightley, as in
She's
Love
like-
Actually,
Keira
in her
Knightley's like,
T-shirt and reading
goes,
the signs.
did you guys not want me to do the pirates thing? And they're like, no, we really just want you to stand here and eat a churro. And then she's like, pretend it's carolers.
We were talking before the show though about how cool it would be if Han was there.
Han, yeah.
I'm now thinking Lando would be amazing.
Yeah.
Either old or young
Nubs.
version. Nubs would be
I
awesome.
would love Nubs.
Yeah.
Babu Frick.
Babu Frick.
Hey,
would be-
hey!
you could put him anywhere
Yeah.
too. Like that would be such a
Oh,
I want
not
him in a
easy
tree
one to do,
specifically.
but it'd be an
No,
easy one to do.
if he was just working on, he's back in Galaxy's Edge, and he's just working on the speeders that are back there.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Just I mean,
Broken.
You know what? You know what I want to see?
broken, no
I
good.
want to see him with the little BDX droids.
Oh,
Like
Oh,
that's
this is it.
that's an
Just like-
explosion of cuteness.
just like riding one.
Oh,
Yeah. Or just like telling them what to do, like yelling at them.
Misty says Keira Knightley as her pirates character lost in Batu.
Perfect.
That's what it is.
Mhm. The
Yelling
real
out for
character
Jack.
though, I would love to see in anywhere actually.
In anywhere.
Admiral Akbar.
It's a trap.
I would love to see. I mean, we'd have to change the timeline, but that's okay.
Change the
technically-
timeline.
Technically,
Technically-
it might be right before.
He could
He's
be
got
a
a
bit
little.
too.
He's got a few minutes, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
This might be.
Uh oh.
is the-
Uh oh.
Is the guy from Rise of the Resistance related to him?
Isn't it like his nephew or something?
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What's his
Look, not all.
Vex.
Yeah, Lieutenant Bex.
Lieutenant Beck.
If I've learned
Beck.
anything from Avenue Q, not all monsters are related.
That's literally why I stopped myself from saying Jar Jar.
I like the Jar Jar idea
We
too.
need
That would be
Lisa
very
need
fun.
Jar Jar.
Or Jar Jar and Carbonite. Like it is on Star Tours.
That's doable. I
I
guess.
need young Anakin because I need him to be like wizard.
Well, this is also where I wish we had the Imperial timeline.
I wish
Because
that there just wasn't a time.
wouldn't it be hilarious to have some of like the Imperial generals that we all know and love
Oh, like yeah, Tarkin and everyone else. Yeah.
walking around? Like that would be so cool. Because
Actually, here's who I'm surprised didn't show up was
General Hux.
not Hux,
Rito.
the blue guy.
Max Rebo?
No, the other blue guy
Wait, the other blue guy?
from Ahsoka.
Oh, are you thinking the guy from the books? The books with the eyes.
Thrawn.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Thrawn.
I was thinking a good guy, and I'm like, what good guy is
No,
blue?
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I
surprised
love-
we didn't get Thrawn.
Thrawn would blow my mind. That would
But-
He's on a level of terrifying that borders Darth Vader.
Bailey, are
Yeah.
you listening? Since Thrawn wasn't here, Thrawn will be at Halloween.
Throne will return.
Wrong park.
Oh,
That would be amazing, though.
do you think they'd do it anyway?
No,
I mean,
I
Judge,
could wish it, but
Judge Doom showed up over there.
the hope you could have is when the Mandalorian and Grogu come in theaters in what is it, 2026?
And he shows up there. He'll show up at
It-
Star Wars Night
yeah.
that week.
That would be like my hope.
Papa Smurf.
Smurf. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so that's all the stuff that was happening at Star Wars Night, and a whole lot more. We'll have coverage of that up on the site. Over in Disneyland Paris, they decided to rename a park.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the new name?
I don't like it.
What is it? Disney Adventure World.
Yeah.
I would say this. It seems like chopped up word soup a bit.
Mhm.
I get where they're going.
Cinemagique was a much better name opportunity.
Is it for internationals?
Cinemagique?
Yeah, like if you're coming from,
I think
I
so.
don't know, Canada. No, I guess Canada. would
I
be
was
great.
like, actually, Canada.
Okay, so
that'd be
coming from
awesome.
the United States. I don't know. Okay.
Cinemagique
I mean, I love it because I loved that show.
or Americanize it.
Which shameless plug, the next episode of Daps Magic, the podcast, has music from Animagique, which was right next door.
If you want to Americanize it, call it Cinemagic.
Well, I think the whole point is they're getting away from cinema.
No, I'm gonna go with the idea of this. DPA.
Disney Paris. I like that.
I also think that the current name could
That
have been
makes way
better
more sense.
if they put
Yeah.
World Adventure. instead of
Oh,
Adventure
like
World.
Disney's Adventure World
Like
or Disney,
Disneyland Paris
or
World
Disney
Adventure.
World
Disney's Worlds of Adventure.
Disneyland Paris World Adventure.
Mm.
I don't like Adventure World. To me, that seems like a knockoff theme park that you go to at your Mima's house in Missouri.
Mm.
Like,
Do you think they're trying to connect with Walt Disney World?
yes, but
Like, because that's where my brain went.
also, somebody pointed this out to me, and I think this is actually why I had a guttural reaction. It sounds a lot like the name of the first job I had.
Well, yeah, I thought of that too.
Yeah.
But that's probably Wally World. Yeah, that's it. That's where.
Adventures by Disney.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that they're the short list that came out like
Isn't that the name of one of the ships too? Disney Adventure.
like the short list. No.
Oh, okay.
Treasure.
Oh,
Treasures.
Treasure,
Yeah. Dream.
Dream.
Wish.
What was
Wish.
the new one?
Magic.
No, the brand new one.
I don't
just like
remember the brand
a week or
one.
a month ago.
But there was a short list that was going around like I want to say like 7 or 8 years ago for potential renames of Disney's Hollywood Studios, which
Yeah.
I still think that might be coming next. Who's to say? But there was some ideas there that I liked.
So would that one be Disney's World of Adventure?
I hope not. The one thing
Destiny.
Destiny. That's what it was.
The one
Yeah.
thing I still don't love, and it was originally on the short list, and I hope it's been taken off of some short list somewhere, was Cinnamagine, because that sounds like a cinnamon breakfast cereal.
You might be
Start
able to
your day with Cinnamagine.
You might be able to
Part
sell
of-
it though. Like
Part
that
of
could
this
be kind
balance
of fun.
part.
Yeah, exactly. And like
Promotes heart health.
cinnamon is really good for your heart and your blood sugar. So I mean, hey, Cinnamagine coming to a grocery store near you. And then I can trademark it. Then
So
they can't
what
name
do
a
you
park
think
that.
if they rename Disney's Hollywood Studios? What do you think they rename it?
Cinemagic.
Okay.
I don't think you can get away from that park being Hollywood based, in my opinion.
They're real close.
I think that when the Chinese Grauman Theater is still the focal point and you walk down Hollywood Boulevard, I think that that's hard to get away from the
What
Hollywood.
if they just call it Disney California Adventure?
No,
Disney
no.
Florida Adventure.
No.
Well, no, because
You're all missing it.
okay.
There's an important character and a letter that you're missing. Disney's California Adventure.
Oh, you want to
Yeah.
go back? Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Kermit's Hollywood Adventure.
Herman's Hollywood Adventure.
Okay.
We're doing a sequel.
Popular demand.
The Muppets take Disney.
Disney. I like it.
Mhm.
Look, the Muppet movie.
Mhm.
Muppet Park.
Muppet Park.
All right. Last night, well, really this morning, bright and early, at about 1 o'clock, the Anaheim City Council decided that, hey, you know what? We're going to unanimously approve the Disneyland Forward
At
proposal.
1 in the morning.
At 1 in the morning, we covered it all evening. Doug, bless his heart, was there for a very, very long time.
Yeah,
I'm
he
sure he
was.
was working this morning too. So thank you, Doug. And so this meeting started at 5. There was actually a closed door meeting that
Mhm.
started at 4 for the city council. So
Mhm.
they were there for like 9-ish hours. And then it ultimately was unanimously approved.
Yeah.
And what will happen is there will be a second vote in a month on the 7th of May. And that presumably will pass as well. And then on June 7th, this whole thing will go into effect. And then Disney will be on the hook for all of the things they said. So will Anaheim. And we've got all of those details up on the website. So here's my question before we get into our thoughts or crazy thoughts. What do you think about Disneyland Forward as a concept?
I
And-
think it's great, but what will they be doing about Magic Way? I'm very concerned about what they will be doing with Magic Way.
Nobody from Anaheim watches our show, right?
No,
Yes.
it's there was a lot of studies into the environmental impact of Magic Way specifically. But
I drive by it a lot and I never see cars on it. Just to anecdotally add to
No,
the
I think it's wild that
conversation.
I think it's wild that the actual study was no one actually uses Magic
Uh-huh.
Way.
Mhm.
unless they are going to work, going to the Disneyland Hotel, or in those few morning hours going to Pixar Pals.
Yeah.
So the rest of Disneyland Forward, what do you think?
Fantastic. I think that Disneyland is very much in need of something like this, and I think it is only going to heighten the guest experience and the Anaheim resident experience.
I agree. You got anything to add to that?
I know. I agree. I mean, anything that can draw people away from everywhere else and
Mhm.
spread it out and keep ride times down to half hour, 45 minutes.
Mhm.
You know, when last night walking by and seeing the Radiator Springs Racers at 100 minutes at
Which
8
is
o'clock at
all
night.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
And like you said 100 minutes, I was like, oh, it wasn't 120?
they're
Yeah.
like, only is it
It's
even
only
100?
100.
So you got
Wow.
mine, right? That's a great
Yeah,
deal.
Go for it. All right. Well, we thought it'd be fun to put on our ridiculous Imagineer hats tonight and come up with our own ideas for what Disneyland Forward should be about. So we're doing a new segment called Disneyland Forward Ridiculous Ideas. I told you it's going to be ridiculous.
No horses
good.
were harmed.
All
in
right,
making
so
the-
for Disneyland Forward Ridiculous Ideas, we were tasked, each with us,
Mhm.
to come up with a ridiculous idea of what you would add to the Disneyland Resort for Disneyland Forward
Mhm.
if you were the powers that be. So, Katie, ladies first, what would you pick? I'm very concerned that Clocky's going to steal mine.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
scary.
We'll see.
So kind of what I'm thinking here is something similar to Tomorrowland. It's in like a sci-fi type realm. There's a lot of really cool things. There is time travel. There is things that can help like you revisit your memories. There are bowler hats that are really cool, and maybe you can wear them. Like think Mickey ears, but like with a bowler hat. There can be attractions, there can be characters, there could be dinosaurs. There's something for everybody. And the best part about this is that you don't need to necessarily have seen the movie. You might develop a love for Meet the Robinsons based on what you experienced in the attraction.
Knew that was coming.
I am shocked you wouldn't have seen that coming. Because what I think is beautiful about this is you think of all these.
Where would you put it, just out of curiosity?
Oh, I was thinking toward like the hotels in that
Okay.
expansive area. But you think of all these TV shows that have been coming out lately. The Last of Us, Fallout, games that were universally loved. Even people that have never played these games love it because of the storytelling that is happening. We could do the same thing with Meet the Robinsons. We can rewrite history with Meet the Robinsons. Give it an entire land. Todayland, actually. That is a direct joke from the film. I cannot take credit for that. But I want to see it happen.
Okay, well done. Clocky, what do you got?
Speaking about transition, rewrite history. Correct.
I think I'm safe.
Duckburg.
Oh, I am safe. I love it.
Duckburg.
Yes.
Just one section just devoted to Donald trying to put on his own park. Duckburg with a Donald Duck parade every day. There is no Mickey.
He's number one.
It is number one Duck. It is
But
Donald. It is
Scrooge is
Daisy.
underwriting it all.
Scrooge is underwriting it
Of course
all.
he is.
I would say this: a Duckburg, a money bin attraction.
Are you
of,
thinking
like-
a whole land or a
A good enough section where like that's where you go see Donald. You want to see Donald? He's there all the time. He's in different outfits. He's doing different stuff. There's Space Donald. There's every kind of Donald you want.
Space Donald. I also really love the idea that it's like built. It looks very shoddy, like built. Like it looks like duct tape's holding things, and then when things fall, Donald gets very angry.
Right, and then you just see Donald like footprints everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And then again, a duck bin attraction where like the money is gone because we go on this attraction.
uh-huh.
Did something go wrong?
We have to dive into the
Did
pit.
something go
So
wrong?
aesthetically, which version of Duckburg are you thinking? Are you thinking old comics, 80s
I would say-
TV show?
I'm gonna say
recent?
I'm gonna say old comics because that allows for more ducks to be out because I want to see Gladstone
Yeah.
Gander. I
Yeah.
want to see Launchpad. I want to see Donald. I want to see Scrooge. I want to see the boys. I want to see Daisy.
Who's the Scottish
everyone.
one?
The Scottish one is Scrooge McDuck. Are you talking about Glomgold?
Yeah.
I want to see Glom. Oh man, Glomgold in
Glomgold
the
would be
park.
amazing.
Oh man, no, because that. Well, I mean, that would be the money bin attraction. Is that Glomgold has actually stolen it and has built a bigger money bin, but it is shoddier than what Donald would build.
Well, and then so the
Is there a QR code you can go up and
Right.
scan it so that you can send the money back?
to the Scrooge.
the cue for the attraction is that we're all getting in line to jump in the money pit. Oh boy!
And then there's no money.
And there's no money. You open the door, and it's like,
And then you have to go back and seal it back from the Beagle Boys and Glomgold and everything. Come on,
That's actually fantastic.
right? And then I had something and I lost it, but it would be great.
That's not even ridiculous. It's just a
Right.
good
I
idea.
actually I love that. I thought it was going to be a ridiculous idea, and that was pretty good. I actually really love that. So for me,
Mhm.
Okay.
Ridiculous
this.
idea.
ridiculous idea.
Picture it, Sicily.
Picture this: you've got a bay, big bay.
Okay.
In the middle of it, a Coast Guard boat. That's right, friends.
Oh wait, it's Herbie and he's drowning, and we have to save him.
Oh yeah, we can do a
The
crossover.
Boatniks can save
The
him.
Boatniks meets Herbie. That's the
Herbie
pitch.
goes bananas.
Herbie goes Boatniks.
Boatniks.
That's it.
Herbie
It's-
goes boatnanas.
No, I actually have been thinking a lot about the old Disneyland Hotel Marina,
Oh yeah.
which was kind of the kickoff point. It was like, oh, I kind of missed that. And I've been looking at all the concept art and there's water over there, and it'll probably be Avatar or something, you know. But how hilarious
That's
would it be
amazing.
if instead it's the Boatniks with Herbie? I like the Herbie edition.
Where
That's great.
have you?
Yeah. Well, I do love the Boatniks theme too.
Well, also very importantly, Bailey, I think she brings up
Which
a
I
great.
just remembered a Dapsy video. We forgot.
I think she brings up a great point.
Yeah.
The monorail is actually replaced by Herbie. Herbie is on the monorail. Herbie takes you to all these places.
It'd be interesting to have if Disney Forward was half like the 1970s, 1980s, and then the other half was DCOM. Because they're the same thing.
That would
No.
Can-
Not decom. I need Meet the Robinsons. I need Home on the Range.
I
I
want
need
the whole thing.
Chicken Little.
the
I need
move, Chicken Little.
I need the 2003 to 2010-11 era
Right.
of
Just
like theatrical
Right.
releases that nobody really talks about. Like with also the decoms no one talks about.
Treasure
from that era.
Planet.
Treasure
Treasure
Planet.
Planet.
Classic soundtrack.
The
But-
Herbniks.
But then on the other side, it's the computer wore tennis shoes. It's
Uh-huh.
yeah.
It's
But-
all of the movies that didn't quite make it.
but
It's
Herbie-
it's the almost land.
It,
But-
honestly.
It could be a video game.
imagine going through though, and you have Herbie take you over to the edge, and then it's Herbie fully loaded on the other side.
Lindsay Lohan's just there.
She's
Surprise!
got nothing else going on.
You know,
Yeah,
there's
what are you-
time. It'd be great.
That was good.
All right. Well, I think we should do segments like this again.
That was good.
Let us know in the comments if you think it should return. But this has been the first Disneyland Forward Ridiculous Ideas. And if that wasn't enough video for you, we have a classic for you tonight. Yes, we do. Our little buddy Indiana.
Yeah.
He had a procedure done this week.
Yeah. He's okay. He's fine.
He's not as active though.
No.
So enjoy this week's IndyCam. He had no clue where he was going. He had no clue where he'd been.
My favorite part
That's
was
this week's
his little
IndyCam.
sweet bandage on his paw.
That too. All right, we have one more segment for you before we move on. Katie, what happened with Wrexham this week?
Up the town. They got promoted 2 seasons in a row. So nice. They did it twice. See you in League One, Wrexham.
Very cool.
I'm so
They're not moving to Sacramento with the A's. All right.
No,
yeah,
I guess
no.
not.
We tried to
Guess
convince
not.
them,
Yeah, we
but
tried.
closer to Ryan and Rob. But
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe someday. All right, we've learned this week that there's a lot coming to Disney Plus in May. Normally, we don't cover this, but a lot of the stuff that's coming to Disney Plus, I'm excited about, so we're going to. Either of you have anything you're looking forward to? Whether it's Beatles, Doctor Who,
Jim Henson.
Jim Henson.
Jim Henson.
it's Jim.
It's Jim
Henson.
Henson
I know that you are very excited for the Beatles
and
Um,
Doctor Who and Jim Henson.
and
yes.
Doctor Who. Yes. Jim Henson. I know I'm gonna cry. I know it's gonna be
Ooh.
beautiful.
I wish we knew how long it was,
Yeah.
Hopefully it's this long.
and I want a trailer.
Yeah.
Like I want to see a trailer soon.
It's kind of, to me, you know how what people talk about when you go to the Walt Disney Family Museum
Yes.
and how you go to the last room and you will cry every time. Which I've never been to the Walt Disney Family Museum. I just know that you
walk
do
through.
cry.
You just walk through the last room.
That
gift
to
shop.
me is when they start to say that Jim Henson got sick. I go, so no, actually, because in my head, Jim Henson just went to the doctor and everything was fine.
They just took him down the long hall.
But
Oof.
he had strep. That was treatable.
Oof.
So I just pretend. I literally, it is one of those things that is, because it was so avoidable and so preventable, it's very, very hard for me. So I already know that it's going to destroy me.
I think that's what it's all about.
Destroying me?
Well, no, I just think it's going to be an emotionally packed
I think so too.
documentary.
I'd be curious to see the Disney Plus side of it, of like, oh, people watch this documentary
Yeah.
until here, and then they just stop watching.
Stop.
And then they fast forward.
Because at the end there's a really nice song that Kermit sings.
Yeah.
But see, I also can't watch
Something about rainbow.
Yeah, Rainbow. Yeah.
can't watch Jim's Memorial either. 'Cause that
I
also,
love that. If you want a
Oof.
good YouTube video,
it's
watch.
beautiful.
It's amazing.
Makes me cry.
It's good.
I don't-
Especially when they do just one person.
Oof.
Over.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was a real good way to take the show.
Okay.
Speaking about memorials, also what's the memorial of Graham
Yeah,
Chapman? It's a
exactly.
great one.
Yeah, that's great. All right, finally, let's go to something that's not getting a memorial, but it is going away to be reworked. And that is over in Florida for Test Track, which is getting a World of Motion upgrade. So they're going to the past, they take us to the future, is the way I see this. How do you think this is going to work out?
The cars were already in motion. Now there's gonna be a whole world of it.
Mm.
Do you think
Mm.
we're going to get the music?
No,
You don't think?
I think
we're
a
going
nod.
to. I think we're going to get a modern version of the music. We'll see.
I don't think it'll be the entire theme. I think we will get a musical nod.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I mean, Epcot is now the experimental park of the future.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
With nods to the past.
So yeah,
Epa.
Epcot. Mm.
Yeah.
So what do
There's-
you think the storyline will be? Because I actually
I
was
don't-
thinking about this earlier today, and this is why it's in the show, is I literally had this thought of like, well, we got to build these cars from the future basically in this current version that
Mhm.
goes away on
Right.
what, June 17th?
Run them through stress tests.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like,
Basically the version before.
what are they going to do next? Like, what's the,
I don't
know,
know.
what would you do if it was you? Like if you were in
Go
charge?
back to the. It's called Test Track.
Go back to the crash test dummies.
Go back
Well,
to the test dummies.
We're assuming it's called Test Track moving.
Bring back the walk around crash test
Test
dummies
dummies,
that
yeah, right.
scared people. Bring back those.
So I was thinking, work with me here.
Got to turn right to go left.
No, Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. and
Oh,
Beaker.
Okay.
You walk into the opening room
Okay.
and they say, today at Muppet Labs,
at Muppet Motion Lab.
Muppet Motion
Okay.
Labs, we are designing the car of the future.
Okay.
And you're going to design it with us. And then they show Beaker in the car and it doesn't go so well. and they say, "You're next."
We realize that Beaker doesn't have the same
the same human anatomy.
And he can't reach the pedals.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like just turn it into a Muppets World of Motion test track.
Building the car of tomorrow today.
Exactly.
We invited all the best scientists. Unfortunately,
None of them showed up.
Engineers.
Engineers.
There we go. All right. Welcome to Geeks Corner Plus. If you have any questions, comments you'd like us to respond to, throw them in the chat. We'll stick around for a few more minutes. And we'll continue thinking about Muppets and sleeping dogs.
Indiana will also be sticking around because he's not going.
He's not going anywhere.
He's more out now than he was in the video.
He is glued to the floor.
Lucky him.
I think that he is like liquid. You want to talk about World of Motion?
He is not a world of motion.
World of sleeping dog.
That is very true. So while we're waiting to see if anybody asks any questions or not, Clocky, tell us about what you're doing on Sent from Disneyland right now.
Let's see. Last episode was on adding the characters, what we just talked about in the pre-corner, adding the 2009, adding all the Disney characters to Small World. Next, because this happened to me recently, and I realized people like information about this, I was recently trapped on Indiana Jones, which is a rite of passage.
Which was cool to see.
It was cool to see.
Yeah,
It was
I've been
amazing to
once.
see. Not to give away the next episode. I need to do the next episode in a hurry, but I'll be talking about all the times that I've been trapped on an attraction, whether it was Small World at one point,
Mhm.
Screaming when it was Screaming.
So are you counting trapped on as you got walked off, or trapped you just got stuck for a while?
Trapped on either got walked off or show was displaced for a moment.
Okay,
So like Indiana
so
Jones.
then Small World
you know,
would count for me.
spoiler-
I've seen it without audio and clicking and all
Right,
that
right,
fun
yeah,
stuff.
right. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say bad show, but like show that
Not
was
what you expect.
Yeah.
And not working.
yeah, it was weird.
Okay.
It was weird to go through the dark room of Indiana Jones with the work lights on, and then have it flip off and back to show light when I got to the Boulder room.
Spooky.
It was really weird. I didn't think I'll put it this way. I didn't think Indiana Jones had it in him. Because I was sitting on that attraction going like, oh, we're getting walked off this attraction. This is shut down for the night.
And they pulled it out, huh?
And they pulled it. Yeah.
I've only ever been
Really?
evac'd off one attraction.
Mhm.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wow.
I feel like that's a rite of passage too, though.
I've never been pirates.
I was right next to the singing donkey. It got stuck there.
That is not a way to talk about Mr. Daps.
I got stuck there for like 20 or 30 minutes, I think. And it was one of those things where it's like, you know how sometimes the fire scene just gets so backed up that you're like, oh, this might just be normal.
This is it. Yeah.
And then it was they turned off the music and then there was the clicking and I was like, oh my god, I
Something's
want this
happening.
to stop immediately.
So here's my question.
And then they had to get the waiters and pull the boat.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure has all new animatronics.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm wondering, since they're not the traditional hydraulic,
Clicks, yeah.
That's scarier.
will the clicks go away and
That's-
they'll just move quietly?
I'm more
Oh my god, I don't like that.
That just popped into
Oh.
my head.
Oh
no,
my
I think you'll
God.
still hear a gyro of some sort.
So
And then-
I think there'll still
and then,
be
because
a
the technology is so advanced.
Well-
will we even deal with that, or will they just do the whole like?
No.
thing?
So actually what happens here, and you guys should know this, like this is the basics of this attraction. When everything gets really quiet, you can hear very faint, I'm gonna marry your dad, Ryan.
right.
I can't believe you guys didn't hear about that.
right.
It's literally like that is a Disneyland rite
And
of
I
passage.
totally thought you were gonna say you hear a baby hippo yelling for its mother.
Oh, mother, yeah. That happens all the time.
That's where I thought you were going.
I'm gonna
I,
marry your
I would,
dad, Ryan.
I would say this. I'm less worried about that than I'm worried about like the Elsa over in Florida. If the screen
Oh yeah, I'm
messes
not a fan
up,
of that
I'm-
technology as much.
yeah.
I like what they're doing now, where it's
it's more of a
the Microsoft.
yeah, Microsoft errors the error button.
yeah, that's very true.
Oh, see, I've ridden Star Tours with the lights, so that would be one I could count. I rode Star Tours with the lights on.
I've done Space Mountain with the lights on, and
That-
that's a bit of an adventure.
That's my dream.
That one was
They're living my dream.
that one was an adventure.
Yeah.
That things feel a lot closer than I realized.
Oh, yeah. I can
My
imagine.
hands have never gone up since.
I know.
Because I was just like, oh, this is
I won't do it.
like I know it's safe, but
But
No.
it's
it
a
doesn't
little,
feel like
it's
it.
a little
Too close
not
for
as safe.
comfort.
Exactly.
I want to do that with the lights
exactly.
on so bad.
All right, Katie, we're running out of time. What should people do?
You should go to askmagic.com. Check out all the Disney and Geek news as it happens. Subscribe to our mailing list. And also check out Sent from Disneyland. Just
And
a cool guy.
Clocky, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on all social medias at Sent from Disneyland or on X
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
at Sent from Disney. But TikTok, if I post there, Instagram, everywhere else, or at sentfromdisneyland.com.
That's where they can find the podcast too.
You're right.
All right. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got a ton of Star Wars Night videos that just went up, and we've got some other stuff that's going up in the near future that you won't want to miss. But that is all the time we have for you this week. So we will see you around the corner.
Bye.